Hello, well we're back in Hailsham and it's a nice Sunday afternoon. Joey and I are back in the garden that we did a few months ago, the purple and white garden over in Hailsham, and you haven't seen it for a while. There's a lot of development that has happened in the last, must be about a month since I filmed here, if not maybe a bit longer. So in a moment I'll show you around and I'll spin the camera around, you can see what's happening with the plants. But the most important thing today is that we're going to do a bit of harvesting. So the vegetables that we planted a load of marrows and courgettes, tomatoes, cucumbers. Some of them can be harvested now. In fact, we have been harvesting them, but today I'm going to show you some active harvesting. And we're also going today to tie in and tidy up some of the vegetables, because the tomatoes I haven't been over for a while. So they end up with these little side shoots that you have to take out in order to encourage the growth correctly. So I'm going to show you what I've got here, which is a very important little gardener's tool, which is a little tiny knife. And this little knife we use for cutting vegetables off of their stems. So like a little what they call them, scythe I suppose. But it's very useful, certainly for cutting marrows, because you don't want to damage the rest of the plant when you're getting them off. So we're going to come out into where our marrows have been growing, and I don't know if you can see, but down here we've got a little cluster of 3. Well, I'm going to be honest, I do, to be honest, think that these are courgettes, and we've left them a little bit longer than they should have been, so they have turned into marrows. Obviously marrows and courgettes are different plants. However, it would appear that, I'm just going to cut this off while I'm talking, but it would appear that if you leave a courgette too long, it kind of turns into a marrow. So these are really nice. Just peeled. If you peel them, take out the middle, slice them up and boil them. And then have them with mint sauce like you would do with lamb. And actually I'm having these tonight with some lamb chops. We've got lamb chops, and the marrow will be lightly boiled until it goes translucent, and then the mint sauce goes over the marrow and it just gives it an amazing flavour. The combination is quite fantastic. The other thing you can do with the marrow, which my mum has done for many years, and I must admit I haven't had for a while, but I certainly grew up on this, is stuffed marrow. So you get mincemeat, you can flavour it whatever you want to, onions and all sorts of stuff, and you cut the ends off either end, take the middle out where all the seeds and all the rubbish is, stuff it, put the ends back on, wrap it in foil and bake it in the oven. And then you slice it and eat it a bit like a sort of a meat loaf, but you get the marrow around the edge, so and then have it with mashed potato. So that's another thing that you can do. So here we've got 2 different varieties here. So we've got this is a very light, these are light coloured, very light coloured. Well, I'm going to call them marrows, but I do believe that these are courgettes. You can see how that is more, this one's more of a courgette, and this one that we've grown out is more of a marrow. The thing is, they all taste the same though. That's the strange factor. So last weekend I took one of these home and we boiled it like you would a marrow, and it tastes exactly the same as the plants that you buy that are called marrows. So I don't really know. Maybe this is something for us all to Google and find out. Are marrows and courgettes really the same thing? But one's big and one's small. Now, also hidden in here are some dark green courgettes stroke marrows. We're not actually sure, once again, what they are. But I'm going to go down into the depths of here, and you will see that there are somewhere in here, if I can film them, you've probably just seen them, some big dark green ones. So I'm just going to cut these off as well. Okay, so here we are, dark green one. So once again, another courgette marrow. So I'm just going to get these out of here. And then, oh, here we go, there's loads more coming as well. So we've cut off all of our marrows now. There's obviously too much for us to eat, so I should be giving these away. Our peas and mange too we've been eating quite a lot of, but as you can see, they are now coming to the end of their season. There's nothing really left on here. There's a few straggly ones, but nothing worth eating. So we go into our greenhouse and see what's been happening in here. Once again, this is quite exciting because this is the first crop of cucumbers. So, as you can see, got one up there. We've got one hidden in there. I think there's another one over here somewhere. Another one over there. So, oh, and one little naughty dog Joey, come say hello. Hello, who's this? Here's Joey boy. He loves to be wandering around. I think he's lost his ball in here somewhere. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're now going to cut down the cucumbers. So if I just pop you there, you might actually just be able to see me in action. Okay, so we're going to cut through there like that. First one. And then cut through there. Second one. And from here. Yep. Thanks, Joe. Third one, which is actually proper, fully fledged cucumber. We've got a lot more growing. Pick up again now. We've got a lot more growing, so we've got some little baby ones. So another week or two, we'll have another crop of cucumbers. We've also got down here, hidden in the corner, 2 chilli plants, which are just starting to show signs of chilies coming. And of course, behind me, you'll see the triffids that are tomatoes. So I've got to tie these up and thin out some of the leaves, because if you take the leaves off of the bottoms, then you encourage more light to get to the tomatoes themselves, because obviously sometimes the tomatoes can sit underneath the leaves, and then of course they don't ripen off fast enough. So we'll do that. I also need to climb up on top of my greenhouse today because there's a Virginia creeper which is growing along the wall,